The eye of the tiger is the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. Y'all, we are coming from the book of Survivor with Eye of the Tiger. And if you grew up in the 1900s, in the late 1900s, you know this song. This is a song that they play. They got that badass intro before the game begins, to hype you up. And the rival is what Spirit wants to talk about today. Not just a rival, but also how we adapt, adjust, overcome, and elevate. Because once we overcome something, we don't want to go back into a same situation. That's where the elevation comes in. Now, the rival, it can be within, and a lot of times it is, but it can also be without. So, Aquarius, this message is for you. It may not be for everybody, but this is the Aquarius reading. I'm Shauna, and this is your high school tarot. Take it as it resonates, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back. Good to have you. What's the situation surrounding Aquarius where we need to adapt, adjust, overcome, and elevate? We have the Hermit, y'all. Got the Hermit out here on deck. The Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, Aquarius, we have the Four of Wands. Hmm. Like this is the Four of Wands in this deck. It does have, marriage, a wedding pictured here. Mazel tov because they're about to step on the covered glass. But this is, well, not necessarily, but this is also about a sense of community. It is about your partner or your romantic relationships, but it's also about the stability, the union of community as well. Yeah, behind that is the Queen of Swords here. You've been through a lot, Aquarius. This is your energy. Swords, we got swords energy here. Um, hmm, you've had to navigate um, some crazy situations, but it has made you wiser. A lot of times you've become hip to the game that some people are playing, but also I'm feeling like, unlike this Queen of Swords, your hand isn't as open to receive the newness coming in, to receive who could possibly be, you know, the the folks who are supposed to be surrounded by you. And we're talking outside of biological sex and outside of gender identity when it comes to this reading here. Because behind the Queen of Swords is the Empress energy. You know, this is about abundance and being abundantly and recognizing the abundance that's already around you, recognizing the people as they come, as they are given for you to receive, but your hand has to be open. Your hand has to be open. You have to have the open heart and an open mind, not be closed off or distracted or under an illusion or delusion of what should or could be. Because what's behind that is the Seven of Cups here. Because there's a lot that's going to be coming at you to distract you. We're going to clarify those. But let's go back to the original spread here of the Hermit. If I can pick this up. The Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. The number 99 might be important to you. Actually, no, it is 999 because the Hermit is 9. The number 999 might be important to you, Aquarius. It's the solitude. Most Aquarius energies, Aquarians, they don't mind, being alone. But in that that state when you are alone, Aquarius, is the looking at yourself part. Because that's what the solitude is about. That's what the uh hermit energy is. It's about facing those things that stress you out, facing those things um that shadow side, and embracing the choices that we've made, and accepting those things, those parts of us that make us whole, but also working on the things that no longer serve us. And it requires us to be on our own, but also connect and look ourselves in the mirror. Because, I mean, literally, you know the saying, wherever you go, there you are. And we can't hide from ourselves, even though we may try. It's the battle scars. I'm looking at this Nine of Wands. He has his arm in a sling and a boot. Um, Most of the injuries in this nine of wands could have been avoided by doing the work, allowing people in the community or in your energy that don't deserve to be there, and then they end up stressing you out, or taking something from you, or you know um, wasting your time, all the things, Aquarius. Then you end up with a boot. You end up with um I'm hearing bad credit because you co-sign for somebody, or somebody stole your identity, or because these energies weren't supposed to be in your life like that anyway. Can you clarify this Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Wands? Nine of Swords first, please, Spirit. Clarify that for Aquarius. Yeah, we got two that came out here, so let's see what they are. We have the Moon and the Eight of Swords. Yeah. People who are hiding, hiding stuff. They have ulterior motives. Not only that, but they have you believing what they say. And then what you end up doing is painting yourself, putting yourself in a self-imposed prison, blocking yourself off. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, folks. Some of these folks may be at work. Some of these folks, maybe family, maybe either way. Spirit had me talking about credit and identity. Pentacles. They want you to invest in something, whether it's your time or your money. Either way, it's currency. Can we clarify the Nine of Wands? Clarifying the Nine of Wands. Six of Pentacles. They give you and tell you what they want you to know. This Six of Pentacles is different from the traditional Rider-Waite myth because this guy who's giving has a handful of bills, but he's giving this lady a tip in change. And look at her face. Look at her face. They tell you and they give you what they want you to have. They tell you what they want you to know because you don't need to know the full picture because you won't do what they need you to do. Bottom of the deck. But now it's time to expose that. It's time for your peace. It's time for joy and for you to be surrounded. But also recognizing that those things are intrinsically within you. You don't have to look outside for that. People who already have that will come in. You don't have to look outside for the peace, the joy, the contentment, right? Where's the rival in this one, in this situation? It's within. It's just that people with on the outside have challenged you, but it's been to so that you can recognize the challenge within. And now we're going to go back to what was at the bottom of the deck here to clarify that: the Four of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Empress, and the Seven of Cups. Can we clarify that, Spirit? The one about community, romantic partners, you know, leaving. This is interesting because this was at the bottom of the deck before I started to clarify it. The Six of Wands here. Recognizing that you are already whole and victorious and you are all the things that you have, all the things you possess, all the things that you want folks to bring into your life. You already have it. It requires you to change your perspective. With the Hangman here, it requires you to recognize what's already in front of you so you won't get distracted by the bullshit that people are bringing to your face. Because people will come and play in your face. People will come and play in your face. That's the situation here. So let's go into what it is you need to overcome, Aquarius. What is it that Aquarius needs to overcome? We got the Ace of Pentacles. And there we go again. That ding ding, Nine of Wands. And there we go again, but this is the traditional Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We got the Three of Cups. Hmm. Connection starts with you. That's the energy here. Yeah, there's three feminine energies with cups, and this is about friendship. But first, you got to be your own friend and develop and cultivate your friendship relationship with the divine, your angels, God, benevolent ancestors, whoever it is that you lean into for spiritual guidance. That connection is upon you. And when you deepen that connection, it's the connection with yourself that grows as well. Hermit mode. Going back to the what needs to be overcome. Hmm. You have so much to offer, but it's crazy, Aquarius, because you don't offer it to yourself. You may be generous with others and giving other people of your time. You don't even give yourself that kind of time. This is about balancing within, setting those boundaries that people can't cross. But it starts with you. In order for you to have these prosperous relationships, whether they are romantic, familial, or platonic, it starts with you giving of your to yourself, giving time to your spiritual guides, giving grace to yourself, cultivating and developing that relationship with the universe, your benevolent ancestors. Some of you, because we do have pentacles out here, like on both sides, people have pulled at your heartstrings, Aquarius, like super hard. They have pulled at your heartstrings to where you have opened up your pockets so many times for people. So many times. A lot of you have had hits to your credit. A lot of you have had your identity stolen because people pulled at your heartstrings. And like I'm getting, even though the story, it didn't sound right, the reasoning didn't sound right, you did it anyway. I'm hearing the phrase, don't give what you're not ready to lose. Because you end up on your own with your battle scars. Overcoming the need to or the want to give to others what you're not willing to give to yourself first. What's the advice, Spirit, for Aquarius to elevate beyond what they overcome? Because you can. You can elevate beyond what you overcome. That's the goal. Not to go back into the cycle, to have to overcome it again. What's the advice for Aquarius, please? We got strength, and we have the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck here, Aquarius. We have the Five of Wands. You have to be able to face the inner struggle, the inner conflict, confront it. The Five of Wands is a people talk about the external conflict, but also inner conflict to help help yourself make sense of what somebody's trying to tell you. And then also about, and when I say make sense of what somebody's trying to tell you, when they come to you with their sob story, or they come to you with their woe was me and all that stuff like that. Aquarius, you air energy for a reason. If it don't make sense, then you ain't getting my dollars. Like it's like that. But there's this inner conflict of a struggle about like loyalty. It's the struggle of things that people may have done in the past that they don't do anymore. Like, well, they stood up for me this one time in 1983, or they stood up for me this one time in high school in 1998, you know? So there's this sense of responsibility, and those are the distraction. And it's like looking beyond that, seeing beyond that inner conflict, and facing yourself, remembering to give to yourself first, and have compassion for yourself first. Realizing that you actually have the power in this relationship. They came to you, not the other way around. And if you say no, you still gonna be whole. They got to figure it out. Recognizing that you may be surrounded by a lot of insecure people because of the level of insecurity that is still within. And once that has been addressed, those folks with that sun energy that match your sun energy, they'll begin to come in. Mm. Guess what's behind this one? The sun. Ain't that something? They'll begin to come in. And you have your soul tribe, your people, your folks. But you don't have to be stuck, Aquarius. And to become unstuck and to elevate beyond what you overcome, it's recognizing that you're not stuck. You have the strength to make the decision and to move on, to balance it. But first, you have to recognize that you have to give what you've been giving to yourself. Adapt, adjust, overcome, elevate. Is that it, Spirit? That's it. I hope this helps, Aquarius, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Until next time.